Hey viewers! There are 12 zodiac signs, each with their own unique personality and traits. In this series, we are going to explore the unique qualities of each zodiac sign, starting with Aries. When the calendar reads March 21st, the zodiac wheel turns to Aries. This is the sign that is also associated with the first house of the zodiac, which represents individuality, ingenuity and authenticity. These traits can be seen in every person born under this zodiac sign. Aries are people who love to take charge and lead the way. They set trends and lead generations. But out of all the zodiac signs, why Aries? Aries personality traits. The time of Aries starts from the spring equinox. It is the time when nature breaks the shackles of winter and warms up to embrace a new future. It is like nature waking up from its slumber. It can be seen in the form new buds, fruits and flowers. In other words, this is the season of beginnings and possibilities. To begin a new journey, one must have enthusiasm, and Aries has loads of that. Sorry Scorpio, you may be passionate, but no one can match Aries when it comes to enthusiasm. The first child of Mars is full of energy, and that can be seen in every project they participate in. No wonder so many of their careers flourish. Depending on how introverted or extroverted they are, their enthusiasm comes out accordingly. Whether it's jumping up and down as if they have won a FIFA World Cup or working hard in order to achieve their dreams. These folks are definitely a powerhouse. Aries are also very influential. Unlike Leos, these folks don't crave attention, they command it. They have an impact on others and have the ability to inspire them. It is often seen in many Aries people, whenever they do something, it becomes a trend. When making a statement, people find themselves compelled to listen to them. They also have a natural ease about themselves and can make anyone feel comfortable. Now, you might be wondering, if they're so influential, that must mean they are very manipulative. Well, not really. Of course, it would depend on the person, but usually Aries are very innocent. They are not known to hold grudges, are usually very straightforward. One problem you might face with them is that they aren't the best adults. They're not necessarily the kind of people you should ask to babysit your kids. Not unless you want to return home to find them playing video games with them. Oh, and they can be quite headstrong too. So, when they take a stand, it is almost impossible to change their minds. Now that we have discussed the traits, let's talk about Aries compatibilities. Before jumping further, if you want to know what is the number one thing for your zodiac sign, check the link in the description. Your horoscope can mean the difference between failure and success. So, make sure to check that out. Let's continue from where we left off. Each zodiac sign is associated with a natural element. For Aries it is fire, along with two other fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius. Needless to say, Aries people tend to get along with these signs. Sagittarius and Aries have very similar ideals. This is why these two fire signs are really good together. Aries is enthusiastic and Sagittarius is free-spirited. If the Aries is open-minded enough to give Sagittarius its space, then this relationship can last a lifetime. On the other hand, Aries may find a challenge in Leo. Leos are demanding and Aries like to lead. So, there might be a constant battle for power between the two. If they can rise above it, these two signs will find each other's company to be very fulfilling. Well, as long as Leo doesn't create much drama. While the above is true, many astrologers argue that Aquarius is the best match for an Aries. Why? Well, fire and air are compatible elements. Aquarius has the free-spirited nature of a Sagittarius without the wild side. Additionally, the offbeat Aquarius may find solace in the authenticity of Aries. Aries may find the unorthodox nature of Aquarius to be quite charming. A win-win situation for both. As far as other signs go, Aries do well with Libra. This is a classic case of opposites attract. The fire-air compatibility also plays a part. The sometimes underconfident Libra may find Aries to be inspiring, and Aries may find a stable relationship with Libra. Unfortunately, we can't say the same for Gemini. You see, both of them have similar temperaments. They can both very childish at times. If you are an adult, you already know what happens when you let two fifth graders do a project on their own. It can be quite chaotic. As far as water signs go, Pisces may be too shallow and a Cancer may be too soft. These two signs may not necessarily appeal to them. Aries look for people who are their equal when they look for a partner. They may not see these two signs as such. Of course, if they work through their differences, it may be successful. It is still easier said than done though. Surprisingly, Aries and Scorpio may be a good match. It is a little weird, but many astrologers believe that these folks may get along very well. It is probably because of the Mars influence or the fact they are both driven individuals. If this relationship has to work, then it will require some amount of work from both sides. As we all know, fire and water usually don't mix. Earth signs may have the worst time with this sign. Their pragmatic nature may be perceived as too narrow and orthodox by Aries. While Virgo may find Aries to be too immature, Taurus may find them childish and Capricorn may think that they are too distracted. This is why Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus aren't necessarily good matches for this sign. One thing to keep in mind, Aries have very high standards. So wooing them is not going to be a walk in the park. Whether it is an Aquarius, Leo or Taurus. Now, let's dive deeper into the Aries psyche and find out their likes and dislikes. Aries people love starting new things. They may also have quite a few varied interests. A good example of an Aries who had a lot of interests is Leonardo da Vinci. We have talked about him in the video, 13 Psychological Facts about Aries Zodiac Sign. In case you haven't checked it out yet, we will leave a link in the description below. But, back to the point, Leonardo da Vinci was a polymath and had interest on varied subject. This is a trait that can be seen most Aries of today. If you don't believe us, try telling him a story and giving him a book. You will see the child inside him come out, even if it is for a second. This zodiac sign has a love for learning. They believe that all human beings are students of life. We learn from new things and implement them in our lives. Now wonder, they do well in leadership roles. Speaking of which, let's talk about something Aries don't like at all. An Aries doesn't like being taken advantage of. Yes, no one likes it, but Aries people hate it with a passion. This is one of the reasons they don't turn towards being manipulative. Throughout their lives, other people may have taken advantage of their innocence. As they reach their adulthood, they start understanding this and decrease the friends they have. This is why many Aries often detach themselves from people, if they find their behavior a little fishy. They don't like being controlled and are known to value their independence. For them, their independence is part of their essence. Are you an Aries? If so, do you like being one? Let us know in the comments section below and stay tuned, because we're gonna be back with the second zodiac sign, Taurus.